Hello everyone and welcome to my nerdy little corner of the internet. If you are watching this, you might be participating in a starter deck challenge. In a starter deck challenge, you are either given a random starter deck, or you may even get to choose your starter deck. Once you have one, you can open it up, open the pack inside, and use it to upgrade your deck. Keep in mind that your deck will still need to be 2 inks and 60 cards minimum. This video is an in-depth look at the Sapphire Steel deck starring Aurora, Dreaming Guardian, and Simba, Returned King. The Sapphire Steel deck is the mid-range deck of the 3. The goal is to build up resources and control the board until your win cons become available to become the aggressor. While this deck does have ramp in it, that does not automatically make this a ramp deck. You don't necessarily want to spend all of your early game ramping and letting your opponent gain board presence. The ramp package includes Grammatala Storyteller, Mickey Mouse Detective, and One Jump Ahead. These cards allow you to get an extra ink, getting to your bigger characters and spells faster. Maleficent Uninvited, Mufasa King of the Pride Lands, and Maui Demigod are the cards you want to ramp into. 3 lore, as soon as possible, is very valuable to this deck. Being able to play Uninvited turn 4 or Maui turn 6 is incredibly powerful. Simba Rightful Heir, Simba Returned King, Prince Eric Dashing and Brave, and Captain Hook Forceful Duelist are your challenging characters. Returned King is able to take evasives, and Rightful Heir grants you an extra lore whenever he wins a challenge. These cards also have 2 lore, so if they don't have a target for challenging, they can also add to the race. Eric and Hook are early game characters whose goal is to make your opponent second guess questing with their characters. Scar Mastermind and Aurora Briar Rose are your strength decrease cards, allowing you to have more favorable challenges against your opponent and helping keep your own characters alive. Ransack and Develop Your Brain is your card selection package. While they do not net you card advantage, they do go deeper into your deck to find your removal, big characters, or ramp. Smash, Fire the Cannons, and Grab Your Sword is your removal package, being able to take out almost everything in the early game. Magic Golden Flower and Coconut Basket are your healing package, being able to keep your characters alive through favorable challenges, keeping the Rightful Heir and Returned King healthy for another challenge next turn. Finally, we have the Turn 3 Aurora package of Aurora Regal Princess and Aurora Dreaming Guardian. Being able to play Dreaming Guardian turn 3 is great, as she grants you character's ward, and a 3/5 body is difficult to take out early on. Being a 5 cost, she could also sing Grab Your Sword on turn 3 as well. The Sapphire Steel deck is straightforward. Keep the board clear until you get your big guys out and outlore them. The deck has several cards with 3 lore leading to a very scary curve. The weakness of the deck is evasive. The deck has only the direct damage and Simba Returned King to take out evasive characters. It is also prone to fizzling out if you don't get cards in the correct order. The order being removal, then ramp, then big characters. If this is out of order, you are going to have issues. When you are looking at your pack for deck upgrades, you are going to want to see more big characters, 2 or 3 lore characters with big bodies, as there are less than I would prefer in this deck. What you are also wanting to look for is for ways to handle evasive characters. Straight removal like Let It Go and Hades' Infernal Schemer are preferred, but more damage could work as well. Keep in mind, you do have Fire the Cannons in your deck, so if you see a Captain Hook, Captain of the Jolly Roger, he could be seen as an extra copy of Fire the Cannons. There are a few cards that you will see in a pack that fit your colors, but I would advise you not to put in. These cards aren't bad, they just don't fit well within the deck, or aren't good fits against other decks in the starter deck format, if it's not Baroque. Your items are nice, but they're not nice enough to bring them back. At least using an uninkable card in your deck to do so. Musketeer Tabard is also a great card, but you shouldn't add it into this deck because you do not have enough bodyguards to bring out the value of the Tabard. Fishbone Quill is for a ramp deck, and this is not a ramp deck, it's a mid-range deck. It's also not an item slingers deck, so do not put in Aerial Who's-Its Collector. It's not gonna work. The first cards I would remove from this deck is Frying Pan. It is far too niche, and if you have a better card, go ahead and replace it. If you manage to get several big characters, go ahead and take out a Beast Hard-Headed. His interplay effect is okay, but it's not strong enough in this format. When looking at your opening hand and altering, you need to consider your curve. Specifically, what are you doing turns 2 through 4? If you are using all of your ink during those turns, then you have a pretty good hand, and you should alter to make sure that you get that kind of good curve between those turns. A turn 1 play would also be nice, but it's not necessary with this deck. Remember, you're in the mid-range, you want to be in the middle. You want to be able to adjust against the aggro and the control. When playing against Amber Amethyst decks, prioritize having removal and early board presence to control the game until your larger characters arrive. You have the advantage after turn 4 to play stronger characters, but be willing to trade in the early game. Also make sure to keep your Grab Your Sword in hand, as it can end their early game if they don't see it coming. When playing against Emerald Ruby, focus more on the ramp. Their early characters are there to keep yours in check, so just use your characters to ramp into your big characters before they bring out their Rapunzels and Mad Hatters. When playing against the Sapphire Steel deck, you are going to be playing off each other the whole time, so prepare for a slog, and whoever manages to keep their big characters in play the longest is going to win the game. That is my guide to the Sapphire Steel starter deck. If you liked this video, check out the other 2 videos where I look at the other 2 decks. And make sure you Rafiki rush that subscribe button. Good luck out there.